Hey, this is Jared with Omnivore Blade Works, and I'm putting some logos, or getting ready to put logos onto a bunch of blades. These are from bottom to top, Direwolf, and then the new Kodiak with the hooker teeth, a Tanuki with the guards cut off, more Direwolves without the D-guard, and then another couple of Kodiaks, and then Jim the Bowie knife at the top with a Conan paint job. Here's a jackal that's going to be going out on Monday, tomorrow I guess, to a customer. And then there's a couple of megalodons. There's one in flat dark earth and one in black with Smith gray camo. And there's some daggers which look pretty cool. I'm gonna do some 3D print, or this is a 3D printed grip right here that I did, and then I baked it with Cerakote on top of it, and it shrunk, so I can't put it back on to one of these. But the ABS plastic seems to be strong enough to actually be functional for a guard. So I'm planning to do a couple like that, and they'll be, I don't know, maybe for testing or something, but slip a guard on it, put a rivet through here, make a titanium or a steel guard that actually fits, and then ABS printed plastic handle, and then a fastener and a sheath, and you're good to go. It'll be ultralight, and for the amount of force that you put on something like this anyway, you don't really need a lot more strength than ABS will give you. So probably do some of these. This is dark earth, black and pink. I had to do shoot some pink for a gunsmithing or Cerakote customer last week, and figured if I'm going to mix up Cerakote, I might as well use it all. So it's hard to mix less than about a half of, 9 milliliters at a time, because the graduations on the cylinder aren't small enough. This Kodiak's got a cool, I'm calling this sort of a wolf pattern, because it's going on the Direwolf primarily, and it feels a little rough, but that's because the overspray when you do the camo makes it feel a little rough. This also feels a little rough, but that's rougher. This is for yours, Colin, so that'll be coming to you as soon as possible. Hopefully I'll get it out this week. I'm going on vacation, so things will be on hold for a little while. Here's a new thing I just had to goof off a little bit the other day. This is a 10mm, and this is a modified 10mm automatic, and I just made I drilled a hole in a piece of wood, and I heated up the brass, and I just clamped it into the jaws of my drill, and I spun it around and swedged it down so that I could fit a .30 caliber bullet into it. This is just a regular 308 rifle bullet that I ground down, so it's about 95 grains. So I got the same overall length as a 10mm auto. And this is just something I want to play with, and maybe develop a drop-in barrel for a Glock 20. See if I can make it work, kind of like the 90x25 Dillon, and see what kind of performance I get out of it. Maybe turn it into sort of either a real screamer of a cartridge, or something that's mild and you can use for varmints or hunting in a survival situation. Over here in this corner I've got a couple of custom looking baby crows that still need little finishing touches. And then there's a stack of the other new lightweight crows and ravens. And then there's some handles of the new Prehensile series knives. And then I went ahead and Cerakoted this guy. Still pretty, this is really heavy, but make a big wound if you stuck somebody or something with it. And then these are some sheaths for some Kodiaks that are ready to go. This one's probably going to France. This one's going to probably be somebody in Texas who's waiting for something. And this is the fancy, this is for the fancy Kodiak out there. And there's a stack of Kodiaks that will be ready shortly after I return from my vacation. Out in the main shop, we've got the handles up here on the table saw for the Murder 2s and the Dire Wolves, and here's the prototype Murder 2 on top, which will get tested to destruction. Here's the black handled fancy Kodiak that's, I think, has a home almost. Haven't really set the terms yet, but that's a fancy sword. Kind of like the first one I ever made. And there's one in Canada with the tan grips. And then this is the one that's going to France. So Gene, this is yours. It's going to get a satin finish down here and up here. Nice and rounded false edge, and then blued on everywhere else. And the scales are permanently mounted with epoxy. And the screws will just, that's the fastener that I have. So don't try to take them off. Nothing's really going on in the grinding room right now, but I did a little organizing of my router fixtures so I can see where they are. I'm trying to get things cleaned up a little better. I cleaned up my drill press area and got another piece of furniture out of the house. I cleaned up the lathe. Sometimes you just have to clean, but anyway, got some things organized a little bit better around the drill press. Didn't have a chance to mess with the tomahawks yet. I still have this diagram that I need to lay out on the table. Just describe things in places so it's easy to know where things are going to go. I'm really disappointed that the CNC didn't work out as well as I hoped. I'm going to have to put all these tomahawks on my rotary table fixture on my mill and do one more pass under here and under there before I start doing the final polishing on the rotary table with, or this rotary table with the Dynafile. When I'm doing that, that'll just take a few days of hard work to do all that milling and polishing, and then we'll be really close to heat treating those guys. And I'll just have to run the heaters later in October when I get back for Cerakoting. This is the stack of 1095 blanks that I'll be working on when I get back as well. I'm going to try to cross-train grinding and milling and all the other stuff. Excited about making the first ones of those. And then I'm going to have to anneal all these, even though they are water jet cut. When they heat treated, they work like noodles. So I'm going to anneal them all before I do much. I might straighten them and flat sand them, but then I'm going to anneal them all. What else? Excited about starting on the new steel, which is hiding back there, 3V and AEBL. Excited to try Peter's heat treat for those steels, because they say they can get things straighter. Another thing that I had to divert myself to do the other day was to fix this Dust Deputy Joker. So what I did was I made a little hinge block. Made a little hinge ramp so that I could put this Cupo dust right in this back area, slide it till it stops, pick it up, and now it's sealed. It wasn't sealed before and it wasn't working very well, so now it's sealed and it works great. One last thing I can show you before 10 minutes is up is my stencils in my paint booth area for the Murder or the Corvid series, the blue with the tiger stripe looking wispy stuff, and then a couple other stencils. I'm using this expanded wire lathe to get the snake scale pattern, or the wolf fur pattern. These are the 5160 other three Kodiaks, and I need to have them sent out to have them tested because I don't think they're heat treated right. Alright, That's all I got for you right now. Hopefully next video everything will be a little cleaner. See you next time.